Welcome to Unit 3.2. In this particular unit, we're going to look at the Autofilter option in Excel as well as Subtotal. In order to filter out certain details, we need to click or highlight all the headings at the top of my database, and in your Home ribbon, click on Sort and Filter and select Filter. This will apply the little arrows you see so often in Excel on top on all the headings. So just to do a simple one, let's click on the arrow next to Department, deselect all, and just choose two of the areas. And that would just choose the Management and IT. And we may want to even go Sort and Filter and sort A to Z to sort them together. And from there, perhaps I want just females in that area, etc. You'll see that, and you will notice that the little arrows change to a filter icon if there's a filter being applied to that particular column. So we can click there and clear the filter, and click there and clear the filter, and it will return back to normal. Now up here we're going to use the subtotal function. So let me start with the sum function first. I'm going to say sum, and I'm going to sum all my annual packages. Now, as you can see, if I filter out just, let's say, the admin department, the total doesn't change for the annual package, and that's one of the disadvantages of using this type of formula. So the subtotal function will alleviate all of that. So let's delete that and type the word total, the word average, and perhaps the word highest. Equals subtotal, and here it's looking at what you want to do. Do you want to average? Do you want to count? Do you want to sum, etc., etc.? In this particular case, I want to sum, comma, and it's asking for where all the values are sitting, which is over here, and enter. Let's try that same filter again. Let's filter out just admin. And you'll see it adjusts accordingly. If I highlight my annual packages and I look at the bottom, it's 1.246, etc. So the subtotal does adjust, which is great. Also, you may notice that I have put my totals at the top. Especially with a huge database, it saves you from having to scroll up and down all the time to look at your totals. Right, let's try an average function. Equals subtotal, average. We need our function number first, which is 1, comma, and then our range. And our highest would be comma. Let's select our values and enter. Let's format those numbers with the comma, and let's pull out New York records only, and you can see everything adjusts. It's now related to whatever you have filtered. Also on the filter side, sometimes you want to filter outside of this particular list over here. For example, this is my date of birth column. I may want to see people born in March. So instead of having to click all the dates, I'm going to go to date filters, all dates in the period, and choose March, and it will just give me March records only. Clear filter. So that's very handy when you're working with dates. You have tomorrow, today, yesterday, next week, next month, but I find this all dates in the period very handy. Also, when you're working with text, if I wanted to pull all managers out of this list, I would not go and tick and untick all the options that have the word manager. I'd go to text filters and I'd use contains, and any record that contains the word manager, and OK. And there it will pull just your managers. Alternatively, you could say does not contain the word manager, and that would be everybody except the managers. So I find that a very nice filter. It's very broad in what it will find. Also, when you're working with values, if I click on the arrow, I can say give me any numbers greater than 400,000. It will just give me those records. or less than, or between, etc. I could say give me the top 10 items. 10 can be anything you like, and top could also be bottom. You could also say give me the top 10% of earners in this case. Let's just say the top 10 items, and there will be the top 10 salaries in that list. You could look at anything above and below average as well. So some very handy features at the top of the select list. If you're in text, it will give you text filters. When you're in dates, it will give you date filters. And when you're in numbers, it will give you number filters. So that's how you use Autofilter as well as your subtotal function.